What a putrid offering. Don't fight. You have been chosen. Behold. Everything has already been written. But perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
I hate whiskey. Been a while since I jotted down something other than my nightmares. Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology. Married woman runs off with her girlfriend. The husband couldn't understand it. The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases. I used to be an avid reader. Been too long since I've slept in a bed. I wonder why I still take these things. I'm listening.
Are you Edward Pierce, private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy Sherifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth. I'm calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again. Thank you for this information, Mr. Pierce. Our files will soon be up to date. And on a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
What's wrong?
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do, there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, are you still...
I'm coming.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in high esteem, and I must say that I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
You're free to leave anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster, industrialist and art collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If you come to me, it means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl, she is dead. Even you must know of her. She was Sarah Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah, her husband, and Simon, my grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting. Tell me all the assumptions that come to mind.
What am I supposed to find?
Tell me if this is the work of madness. Or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all you want from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at your picture. That's all you've got? The painting?
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on the affair.
A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin. Its strange beauty isn't enough to hide the feeling of dread it carries.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
Darkwater. Never heard of the place. Where is that?
It's a small, remote island off the coast of Boston. Sarah lived there with her son and her husband.
I suppose you want to ship me off there.
Darkwater holds the secret regarding my daughter, Mr. Pierce. You must uncover it.
You must tell me if what the police suggest about the mental state of your daughter is true.
No. Sarah had visions. Everyone knew that. She never would have hurt a fly. She only thought she saw things.
Saw things? What do you mean by that?
I never knew what she meant by that. My daughter was an enigmatic figure, Mr. Pierce. You must find out the truth about her life and death.
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
Her husband was a big deal on the island. But the police are sticking to the accident theory. Though they mentioned Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe there is more to this case than just an accident.
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right.
And you think your daughter...
That is what you go to Dark...
I'm a private investigator.
I guess you're not as clever as you think. The painting is linked to this case, can't you see? You...
I think I'm beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover...
Quiet down. I'm on your side. Let's sum things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire. Your only clue is a sort of promontory painting sent from Darkwater right before her death.
Correct. And the rumors about her supposed folly.
Which you don't totally deny.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sarah Hawkins' death. You'll be handsomely compensated.
All right. I'll take the case. I'll go to Darkwater and look into the death of your daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. I didn't expect any less coming from a man in your situation.
Something's queer. But it's not like I have a choice. Darkwater. I think I've got a book on the North Atlantic. A good old story of blackmail in a speakeasy. Darkwater is off the coast of Boston. But I've never heard of it. According to this book, it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century. But it seems to have been shunned since. All I have to do is go to the port. Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology.
almost there. Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload. Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So, what wind brought you?
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
A nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink at the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
Do their work. Hey, Sullivan. Can't you go any faster? The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
Ah. And so who are you?
I didn't introduce myself. Edward Pierce, private detective.
In any case, it's not very important. I can't answer that.
You can't? Or you don't want to?
Oh, no. I'm not getting into those games, me. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
You can't understand. You're not sailors.
You can see that I'm busy, can't you?
You can't understand. Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy. They're cops. They can't understand. Damn stupid idiot.
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Only a specialist would know what killed it.
You can't understand. You're not sailors.
What could have done so much damage?
Don't put that beast back in the...
You can see that I'm busy, can't you?
You can't understand. You're not sailors. Oh, yeah? It's a sign. He's gonna get us into trouble. Something real bad. Don't put that beast... Hidden in the fog?
I'll shut up your big mouth once and for all.
Optimistic.
There's nothing for you here
what?
either.
Even your captain told you not to
Pretext.
stick your noses around here again.
This isn't your home, you bunch of sand crabs.
Prohibition is just a joke around here. That suits me fine. Be careful. Let's get him another drink. He's dry.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
I see grounds for not right. Well, there is no. And the weather is rough, and the winds do blow, and there's little comfort here.
You saw what happened. He's the troublemaker.
Oh, you're a true mainlander. A real princess. You strut around with your la-di-da ways, and then, as soon as the pressure arises, you start squealing. You don't have what it takes to drink my whiskey. You've got to earn it.
I'm here for information, not for a fight.
I prefer it that way. Speak then. I reserve the right to answer or not.
And the weather is rough, and the winds do blow, and there's little comfort here.
I didn't expect to find alcohol on this island. What's the source of this miracle?
You mean who? Our source of supply wouldn't like me to betray them to the first comer.
I'll tell nobody.
She'd know it anyway. Anything else?
Do you know where this place is? Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
The Hawkins warehouse. I see, yeah. If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
Screams?
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more. Anything else?
The stranded whale. I guess this bar has been here a long time.
What can I tell you? I'm a nostalgic sort of guy. The name, it reminds us of the golden age of Darkwater. When our whalers left for long months and came back, sweating and stinking of the oil and flesh of the whales they'd...
It was a tough time, all the same.
Ah, but steeped in glory. We've never known.
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Then, I don't want to speak ill.
I see grounds for not right. Well, there is no. And the weather is
Her vision. Was it so terrible?
Way I see it, the truth is really a question of point of...
What do you mean by that?
Do you still trust the truth after a bottle of whiskey?
Her style made her famous. How would you describe it? Tortured?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't normal. I mean, for a young woman with a child and all that. We saw them in the papers and we said to ourselves,
So they made you feel uncomfortable?
You need to see them for yourself.
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
Captain Fitzroy told me about a little pick-me-up.
Oh, yeah? That must have been before you came looking for a fight in my bar.
Oh, come on. Because of a little tussle.
Drinking it here is a privilege, and I grant the privilege to whoever I want. Anything else?
What can you tell me about?
We all knew then.
I've got what I need.
Anything?
That'll be all for now.
Do you like our song?
We may not be pros, but we give...
That's true. It's a reminder.
What brought whaling to an end?
The whales, they all disappeared.
You exhausted the stocks.
You could say that, yes. There were...
Until the last.
The one of them...
Exact.
I've never heard this song before.
Only people from here know.
It's a local legend?
Watch what you say.
That catch saved our life.
Where's the proof?
Where's the proof?
Without it, the whole of Darkwater would have died of hunger.
It's true. Everything happened just...
What report?
The one that's framed right behind. Our grandparents tasted it.
And it was delicious.
I bid you farewell.
Good night, stranger.
So long.
If I had the wing of a girl,
The miraculous catch. Apparently, the most significant event of the last 80 years.
I see grounds for night wells there is no, and the weather is rough, and the winds do blow, and there's little comfort here.
Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering. Will follow its reader and appear at various locations.
What you looking at, stranger?
I've rarely seen a woman who could...
What gives you the right to judge me? So what? Let me drink, stranger. I told you to beat it.
And then he said, "You have no right to treat us like this."
And the doctor. She will do it again, you know.
Who?
The girl doctor. Colden. She won't stop asking.
Not that again. She will get us into trouble.
I know.
Fishing equipment. Could do with some rust remover. A souvenir from a more prosperous era. A Scylla. It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor. This man and Fitzroy could be twins. What a macabre souvenir.
I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck.
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins, but that's all I'll get from them.
From here, I see everything that goes on in the harbor. The hard-working lives of my sailors. Even the antics of these wharf rats don't escape.
It's you who lays down the law around here.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just the last servant. Tell me what I can do to help you.
Your manifests have been blacked.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything.
And why obliterate the dates?
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
I know that Charles Hawkins and the island's fishing industry was hit.
Indeed. We specialized in whaling.
So where did the Hawkins family get it?
Well, from what Charles inherited, although these dates on the manifest...
With whom, I wonder? I'm looking for Warehouse 36. Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there. The warehouse is opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
Understood.
You know who the building belongs to, don't you?
It belonged to the Hawkins family.
Precisely.
I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse. Can you tell me where the warehouse is?
Look, I've already shown it to you. It's the one with the cop on guard duty out front. You can't miss it.
Understood. I was looking at your photograph.
Ah, yes, I can see the one you're talking about.
Interesting resemblance. I thought it was you, but with a wooden...
And for good reason. That's
your father.
John Fitzroy. His wooden leg is here. You can go and see it if you're interested.
I'm just back from the wharves. The dead killer whale is unsettling this...
Ah, yes. Us men of the sea are super...
Killer whales.
That's true. And normally, they're not fun. But, you're gonna take me...
Give it a try.
Have you heard about the trenches that plunge into the earth and that shelter creatures unlike any other?
You're talking about mythology.
Ha! Indeed, you're right.
The police took the decision to...
You've got to understand them. They didn't know what to do with it.
I think that was a mistake. Who says that whatever caused those wounds is no longer in these...
You think we should have kept it?
To look into the real cause. The miraculous catch.
Not at all. It's an episode from our... Go read the story of the sailor's return. It's displayed on a wall of the strip.
I shall be on my way.
So come back.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm not here to hinder your work, officer. Edward Pierce.
Sorry, we're all a little on edge today. What are you doing here?
I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
Darn it. Why do you want to drag up...
My investigation has led me to this...
That case was closed months ago.
Who are these others?
And why would I tell you?
I'd like to know more about the Hawkins.
I don't think so.
What more can you say about the death of the...
Not much more than what everyone knows. They were all burnt to death, right? Up at their place.
The whole mansion.
Don't get it into your head to go wander...
What do you mean by...
The only one left there is old Silas. And the accident has affected him. He can be unpredictable. Especially if a stranger starts...
Is he a danger to the public?
No, he's in his own home. Do yourself a favor. Leave him well... You again. I told you to beat it.
No need to get...
Who's this guy?
No idea. What's with you wandering around here like a hungry dog?
I've got to enter the Hawkins warehouse.
No, it's very...
I don't give a damn about your racket. I just want to get in...
And we don't give a damn about you. Whatever your reason...
So, who are you?
Are you stupid or are you...
Everybody knows us on...
I've just arrived.
Let's just say we're standing guard for the owner, and we let no one enter her.
What are you guarding, exactly?
Listen, bonehead, we already told you that we're guarding our boss's turf.
I bid you, gentlemen.
How could you be dumb enough to leave the entrance to the warehouses unguarded?
Keep your voice down. Why not go and shout at the cat while you're at it? I don't want to end up with her little knife under my throat.
It's a stiletto, you idiot. And with that smell on your breath, I don't give you much chance anyway.
What's with you wandering around here like a...
I've got to get inside.
Oh, yeah? And why?
She sent me to see who's filching her stock.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You got no proof to back up your claims, and I'd advise you against snitching.
If I can't get rid of those two, I'll have to look for another way.
You again?
No need.
It's a sign. There's something coming. Something real bad.
It looks like there's a way in under this grate. A whale vertebra. If the newspaper clipping in the bar is true, this bone is a real fossil. This ratchet device seems to be usable. A handle. It must come from these old winches. I could use this old winch to lift the grating. Should be possible to mount this cogwheel on the winch. Looks like everything is in its place. All that's left is to try to turn this handle. Damn, I broke it.
Well, well. A little mouse has got lost on our turf. You're not only inquisitive, you're also stupid. What gave you the crazy idea to come onto my turf?
This muddy alley is yours? Good for you. I've got work to do.
I don't think that you've quite understood the situation. I'll tell you how things work around here. I decide who comes in and who stays out. And anyone who doesn't respect my rules, I punish them.
As you wish.
If you've broken my nose...
I was careful. This time.
Do you want us to take care of him, Cat?
No. Not yet. You don't lack nerve. And you've got a fairly good right. I'm always on the lookout for well-built guys to work for me.
I'll make a note of it.
Please do. I'm Cat. I run the neighborhood. Everyone marches to my tune here. Rather than foolishly risking your skin, come and see me in the bar one of these days. We can talk about what I can do for you, and what you can do for me.
Nice right hook.
You could have helped me.
And risk upsetting Cat? No, thank you. You're lucky to still be alive. I guess she likes you. With that, please do excuse me, because I'd prefer not to be seen talking with you for too long.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get us into trouble.
What's with you wandering around here like a hungry dog?
I bid you If I can't get rid of those two, I'll have to look for another way.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters.
We're no longer at home on our own island.
Calm down. It's not worth the effort.
Hey, Mitchell. A drink for our new friend. I think it's time to talk business.
No hard feelings?
For a lucky little blow? You think I gotta be boss of these lads without taking any hits? It will serve as a lesson. I was too soft with you. Next time, I'll hit first. Tell me, what brings you to Darkwater?
I'm investigating the deaths of the Hawkins family.
It's very nice of you to tell me the truth so openly, but it's also really stupid of you. Let me give you a little advice. If you want to survive more than a day in this rat hole, avoid talking about them to the first people.
I've got a few questions about the island.
I'm not here to give you information. Mitchell will tell you what he wants.
Is that more dangerous than having a drink with you?
I'm not kidding. The old families, they were here long before us, and they'll be here long after we are gone.
The old families?
The descendants of the first wave. These people truly worship their ancestors.
I need to get into the hall.
You're out of luck. It's on my turf. Are you pulling my leg?
Think it over. I've seen what you're capable. You almost got me.
I accept the compliment. Well, I see you're serious, to be honest. As long as it doesn't interfere, but I'll go with you. To make sure you don't stick your nose in.
Sounds honest to me.
I'm not finished. If I do that for you, if I let you onto our turf, you'll be indebted to me. And I guarantee that I always collect on what. Think about it. I help you, you'll owe me a favor in return.
Do I have a choice?
Oh, we always have one, Detective. Follow me.
You've got no problem going out looking like that.
How sweet of you to worry about my authority. I wouldn't be here if I was the sort of girl who'd hide away because of a black eye. People here know who they're dealing with. They watch their step.
I was given to believe that Fitzroy stood up to you.
That dope tried to save face in front of his sailors. They revere their brave captain as they do their old statues. But sooner or later, all statues get buried in bird shit. And nobody cares.
And the police? They do nothing to stop you?
The local cops? The cops drink like everyone else, sweetheart. They know where their interests lie. Apart from that pig-headed Bradley. I don't know whether to admire his stubbornness or to have pity on him.
We saw this guy poking around here.
It's fine. He's with me.
Oh. Okay.
Be a gentleman and move that for me. That's how it's done. Do I still need to hold your hand? Or do you think you'll get by on your own now?
Don't overdo it.
Good. In that case, I'll leave you. I've done enough mothering for now.
Ugh, this place stinks. What is the connection between this place and the Sarah Hawkins case? What happened here? Who has enough money to buy painkillers, but stays in a place like this? It smells as bad as it looks. Whoever hid it here seems to worship Sarah Hawkins. What just happened? Did I imagine? Someone treasures this crumpled picture to the point of sleeping with it.
Someone has settled in here.
And whoever it is has something to tell me about the Hawkins case. Is there anyone in there? You! Don't move! Detective Pierce. I told you to stay away from this warehouse.
Look around you. Someone has settled in here. Can you explain what this painting is doing here?
This strange portrait. Wait, I know it.
Let me guess. It was in the Hawkins mansion.
Precisely. You can still see the burn marks. There's no doubt about it. I must admit that you seem fairly competent. But I can't allow you to stay here.
I've seen enough. It's the Hawkins mansion that interests me now.
Of course. You want to go back along his trail. I'd like to understand how this painting made it to here. Come on. My car's parked down the way. Andrews, would you please shut the door? And open your eyes, damn it. This guy went right under your nose. God damn it. Her again. This case has nothing to do with you, Baker. Clear the passage or I'll shut you up for obstruction.
Officer Bradley, you've finally grown a pair. Too bad you're too fat to see them down there.
Why, you?
Come on, keep the smile. You don't want to force me to widen it.
Looks like you've met your match, Baker. I'd like to see that more often.
Okay, I get it. Can we go to the mansion now?
Get this jackass out of here before I stroke his other cheek. But we'll meet again.
Is it far, this mansion?
Look behind you, at the top of the ridge. You see the building? That's the Hawkins mansion. Come on, we got some driving to do. Well, here we are. Hawkins Mansion. The place has been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
I prefer to be prepared if there's going to be...
It's a wise attitude.
You're talking about Winchester.
That's right. The Hawkins' old cat. Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since the tragedy, he's a remarkably sturdy man.
A sad old man,
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might...
I don't believe the fire is...
It's a very old building, you know?
Huh.
Come on, let's leave the stories of the dead alone. Let's go up there.
I see no scorched...
You're pretty damn observant. The fire was quickly contained.
Not soon enough to save the Hawkins.
They were trapped in the drawing room. And are we gonna take a closer look at this mansion, or do you have other questions?
Your partner, Andrews, warned me again.
You managed to get something out of that bum?
He talks too much. He inferred that old Silas was slightly unhinged.
That's not far off the mark, I suppose. You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the... Charles was like a son to him. The day it... Oh, he's got nowhere to go. And is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
You're the one who looked after the Hawk.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that this discovery...
That's why you're so keen to find out.
Yes. If something escaped us, or if there's been a law in... Anything else?
Night falls quickly here.
I'll go with you. If only to reassure...
Why not? You can help.
Right. Let's go.
flowers on Sarah Hawkins' grave are fresh. The old caretaker must be very attached to her. The caretaker takes great care of these graves. Charles Hawkins' grave. Who could have done this?
I told you. Silas Winchester is still watching over the Hawkins family.
I must say, it's pretty gloomy.
So, Detective, does this place inspire any thoughts?
Why were they buried here?
I was given to believe that...
Strange idea.
Mrs. Hawkins' father?
Let's go to the man.
Please give me a minute. I didn't expect to set foot back here after the burial. What kind of deranged individual would defile this sanctuary? And steal a burnt painting?
Poor kid.
I don't see Silas doing such a thing. Let alone allowing it. Even that broad baker is above that. Lord, have pity on this poor family.
The caretaker takes... Charles Hawkins. This entrance is still in use.
Whoa!
Whoa!
You were trying to force the door, you nosy prick!
Easy, sir, all right? Put down the axe.
You know what we do with rubble like you? We gut them. Dump them into the ocean.
Whoa! You're Mr. Winchester. Lower that axe. And let's talk calmly.
I'll show you how we have it out on Darkwater.
You haven't forgiven yourself. You stay here to honor the memory of the deceased.
That's true. I want no more violence. No more tragedy.
It's painful to be the last one left.
You don't know how right you are. Understood. I'm listening.
The police report describes a domestic accident. But Stephen Webster has...
Webster is as stubborn as an old mule. And I did tell him that we should let the dead rest.
He wants to restore the reputation of his daughter. I just need to see whether...
No, I can't let you in. The mansion isn't safe.
That's why you barricaded the entrance.
That's right.
And this door?
It's locked, and I make sure it stays that way.
You still put flowers on her grave.
Mrs. Hawkins was an exceptional person. She cared for...
Let me shed a light on what happened to her. Give me that key.
I'm probably making a big mistake, but it won't be the first. Here, take the key and go on then, just to get rid of you.
Let's see what more I can learn from this mansion. This gate is locked. poor wretch seems to spend the best part of his time rather Spartan. The caretaker has simple tastes. I know a thing or two about solitude myself.
Pierce, shall we enter?
I'll have to find another entrance.
Now that you've finished your fun and games with Silas...
You're right. Let's take a look inside.
I'm with you. Follow me. I know the place. Who left this light on?
The Last Supper of the Hawkins. What does this tell me? What kind of meat is this? This place is for the head of the family, Charles Hawkins. The boy was probably here. Smashed his plate on the floor. Sarah Hawkins' plate. Why did she leave it untouched? Something happened at this table. An argument?
Hey, Pierce. Daydreaming again?
Working, officer. This dinner table tells us a lot about the Hawkins family life.
Well, we don't have all day. The scene of the fire is next door. Silas managed to bring the fire under control, but it was already too late for the Hawkins.
Was Charles Hawkins some kind of explorer? Charles and Sarah's wedding, as painted by Sarah herself. Let's see if I can find something the cops missed. Did someone escape the fire? The child's corpse left a trace. Where are the others? Did it stop at the time of the fire? Was Charles Hawkins a heavy drinker? They had a fight. Why? Did Sarah Hawkins lose one of her shoes? How? If the painting I found on the docks really came from here, how come it didn't burn? Blood. This lamp was thrown. This was no accident. This was a fight. Someone fell here. A desperate attempt to flee. And the boy.
So, Detective, what do you make of it?
I firmly believe this fire was more than just an accident.
Huh. What's your theory?
I suspect a crime of passion.
You sure of that?
There's only one way to be sure.
I just ask that you don't disturb anything. If Chief West found out about what we're doing, I'd be in serious trouble.
This door is locked. These bandages are covered in dried blood. But whose? The lyrics of the drunken sailor, a sea shanty. An original edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, dated 1818. Moby Dick, Melville's classic. The epic battle between man and whale. Mandatory reading for any whaler, I guess. This place was falling apart long before the fire. What could Sarah have done to make this person threaten to call the police? What do you know about Charles Hawkins' activities?
Well, not much, to be honest. We all assumed the Hawkins lived on Charles's inheritance. If you're right, we should be able to find clues among the Hawkins' personal effects. Did you hear that?
What do you know about Charles Hawkins' activities?
Well, not much.
This piano is in disrepair. Looks like the Hawkins kept it more for decoration than for music. Locked. What will her room reveal about her? Barbiturates. Sarah Hawkins must have been extremely agitated, resorting to such a treatment. This padlock is too complicated for me. It's no use. The padlock won't give. This door is locked. It's no use. The padlock won't give. This door is locked. It's no use. The padlock won't give.
If you're right, we should be able to find clues among the Hawkins' personal effects.
This door is blocked from the outside. This door is locked. One of Sarah Hawkins' paintings. Her style sure is recognizable. "20,000 Leagues Under the Sea." Another story about the mysteries of the deep. A book on hunting whales, the island's staple diet last century. Sarah Hawkins' agent was getting worried. Seems she wasn't giving any signs of life. This ledger lists all of the paintings Sarah Hawkins sold. It seems the last one was given for free to a Francis Sanders. I wonder why. Despite what happened, they seem to have loved each other. Was Sarah Hawkins interested in the occult? What was she trying to achieve? The door is blocked on the other side. Bradley? Is that you?
Did you hear that?
What do you know about Charles Hawkins' activities?
Well, not much, to be
Is anyone there?
You! Stop!
Bradley, did you see which way he went?
Who? I didn't see anyone. I just heard some noise. Are you all right?
A man was hiding on the upper level. He ran when he saw me. He can't be far. This door is blocked from the outside. The lyrics of the drunken sailor.
I'll
sea
cover you.
shanty. This door was closed earlier. Where did he go?
Must have got out some way.
No, he was here. I'm sure. Let's search this room. Seems like this came from a log. This globe seems to have been part of some mechanism. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. As if the bookcase has been moved several times. The Scylla. It's the boat that was stranded at the entrance to the harbor. It looks like a freehand map of Darkwater. Certain areas have been highlighted. I wonder why. Clearly, Charles Hawkins knew Captain Fitzroy very well. I wonder who the man with the glasses is in the photograph. Probably another friend of Hawkins. It looks like an old seaway map. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log. They look like Celtic runes. Charles must have brought them back from one of his foreign trips. Why are these letters here, and not with Sarah Hawkins' belongings? Have you seen the old maritime maps on Charles Hawkins' desk?
Strange. No ship has left Darkwater shore for years. Maybe he kept them for sentimental reasons.
Looks like the navigational paths described in the log. Doesn't work. I must admit, there must be a link with the Seaway map. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log. There must be a link with the Seaway map. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log. There must be a link with the Seaway map. There must be a link with the Seaway map. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. There must be a link with the Seaway map. Doesn't work. There must be a link with the Seaway map. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log. There must be a link with the Seaway map. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log. There must be a link with the Seaway map. The Scylla. It's the boat that was stranded at the entrance to the harbor. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. As if the bookcase has been moved several times. Charles Hawkins was a sort of traveler, right?
More like an adventurer, I guess. He left for months, exploring remote places and abandoned temples.
Have you seen the old maritime maps on Charles Hawkins' desk?
Strange. No ship has left Darkwater's shore for years. Maybe he kept them for sentimental reasons.
There must be a link with the Seaway map. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. 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 Looks like the navigational paths described in the log. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. There must be a link with the Seaway map. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Looks like it worked.
Well done, Pierce.
Looks like the navigational paths described in the log.
Secret passage, under the manor. It's like a detective novel. That guy...